I'm about to get the vaccine. And, the reasons I'm getting the vaccine, number one, I'm not in the best of health. I'm not the fittest, healthiest person. So, I'd like to get the vaccine. I battle with keeping my blood sugar low. But most importantly, my youngest daughter, she suffers from an autoimmune disease that causes inflammation inside her body when the body thinks it's been infected with some type of a pathogen. So imagine what could happen if the SARS-CoV-2 virus that causes COVID-19 gets into her lungs. Chances are her lungs will fill up with fluids, what we call pneumonia, and, God forbid. Then my oldest daughter, she's an athlete, an aspiring tennis player, and I'm concerned that, this lung disease gets into her lungs. It also affects, your arteries. The virus attaches to the ACE2 proteins in our body. So any cell in your body that has the ACE2 protein, the virus can attach to it. And ACE2 protein is found in cells in our lungs, arteries, kidneys, so your heart could be affected, your brain could be affected. And as an athlete, I'd hate to see what would happen to her. In the long run, we have been told now that the disease takes at least 3 years off your life expectancy. So it does destroy your organs. And, I go outside every day. I'm around people every day. So I come in the house, I stay on the second floor. If I go down on the first floor, the basement, I wear a mask around my kids. I've been doing this for a year. And I'm sort of tired of it now. I want to be able to hug them again. So that's why I'm getting the vaccine. On top of that, the vaccine, I believe, is safe. I think penicillin is more dangerous than the vaccine. I think, the vaccine is 1 billion times safer than penicillin. Chances of you having an allergic reaction so severe that it'll kill you to the vaccine, I think, are slim to none. But people are afraid. And, people talk about the Tuskegee experiment. But I think it's silly, somewhat silly. It's comparing apples and oranges. To compare black people's situation in 2021 to black people's situation. The Tuskegee experiment started, I think, around 1930. It didn't involve injecting people with a disease. It involved telling people who had a sexual transmitted disease, I think it was syphilis, telling them that they were being treated for the disease while the doctors were simply observing what the disease did to their bodies in the long term. So it didn't involve injecting them with anything. And once lawyers found out about it, people were sued and, settlements were reached. So I don't think you can compare Tuskegee to what's going on now, to black people's situation now. Black people in rural Alabama in the 1930s compared to us now, I think we have come a long way where people just can't do that stuff to us anymore. Nevertheless, people look to that to form their basis for the vaccine. And people don't have knowledge of the vaccine, I don't think. If you think of the vaccine, if you think of the virus, think of the virus like a car with tires, with wheels and tires. If you take off the wheels, the car can't move. That's pretty much what the vaccine does. The vaccine copies the genome of the wheels to the car and then disables the wheels. In the virus terms, the virus is made of 2 parts. There's the RNA genetic matter that's on the inside, and on the outside is the spike protein The spike protein is like the wheels. It allows the pathogen, the virus, to attach to cells in our bodies. Without the spike protein, the virus cannot attach and get into our cells and infect them. So the spike protein doesn't kill us. It just allows the virus to move. It's like if you disable the spike proteins, the virus can't go anywhere, like a car without wheels. So the virus doesn't, the vaccine doesn't copy the RNA genetic matter. It doesn't copy that genome. It just copies the genome of the spike protein, the part of the virus that can kill us. So once the real virus enters our bodies already develop antibodies for the spike protein, the wheels. Or if you think of it like a gun, bullets. You know, the virus goes after the gunpowder. Without the gunpowder, the bullet is useless, right? So, and the gunpowder doesn't kill you. The actual bullet lead that kills you. So the vaccine goes after the gunpowder and disables it. So therefore, the bullet is useless. It's just a piece of lead. I've heard people say, oh, God will protect me from the virus. And then you see these same people walking around without masks, social gatherings. I've seen people in clubs. But these same people go, oh, I'm not getting the vaccine. I'm scared of the vaccine. So you're not scared of the virus. The virus has actually killed millions and maimed tens of millions more for life, destroyed millions and millions and millions of people's health for life. The vaccine hasn't killed anyone. Let's be real about it. Do your research. And let's say the vaccine does kill 1 in a billion. There are like 6-7 billion people on Earth. So if like 7 people die because of the vaccine to save 6 or 7 billion, I think that's a good trade-off versus living with a virus that will kill millions on a yearly basis. So, I don't see how people can be afraid of the vaccine but not be afraid of the virus and say things like, God will protect me from the virus. So if God will protect you from the virus, then God will protect you from the vaccine. If a church were burning down, would you go into church or would you wait for the firefighters to put out the fire and then go into church? But you would go into church when the firefighters say it's safe to go into church. In other words, let the experts do their job. If you got shot with a bullet, would you say, no, I'm going to wait for God to save me? Or would you let the expert doctors do their job? It's like when the enemy is invisible, like a pathogen, like a virus, we'll say, oh, God will heal me. Like we all feel like we're special. Like we all play the lottery on our birthday. We just think we're special, that God is going to protect us. And if we believe, it doesn't work that way. If the church is burning down, you're not going in and say, oh, God is going to protect me. If it's 0 degrees outside, you're not walking outside with no T-shirt. You're not walking outside naked. Oh, God will protect me from the cold. Bible talks about God gave you wisdom to use. So God gave us the vaccine. That's how you should look at it. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical doctor. I do have a doctorate degree, but I'm not a medical doctor. Don't listen to these people on social media who probably got a D in science in high school. Those people who think they know it all but are dumb as heck, haven't read a book in 10, 20 years, but are on social media and all of a sudden they're medical experts. Don't listen to them. Go talk to your medical doctor and get your opinion from a medical doctor. So I'm off to get the vaccine. I'm in the parking lot and I am too a bit nervous. Every medicine comes with a warning. I spoke about penicillin. They ask you if you're allergic to it. Every look at TV, every commercial for a medicine comes with a warning of possible side effects. Vaccines are actually safer than these medicines. There's a chance you might have an allergic reaction. Like I'm allergic to shellfish. But none of the ingredients in the vaccine are similar to what's in the shellfish that causes me to have, allergic reactions. So I should be safe. And you can go on the CDC website. They tell you what's in the vaccine. And like I said, it just copies the genome of the spike protein of the virus. It doesn't copy the RNA genetic matter, the part of the virus that infects our cells and kills our cells. It just copies the outer part of the virus, the spike protein that doesn't kill us. And it aims at, it allows your body to destroy it. Like I'm going to take the vaccine today and I expect to be sick. I expect my body to have an immune response. Once your body has an immune response, you're going to get a fever or you might get headaches. Something is going to happen because the vaccine doesn't cure you. It just introduces into your body the genome of the enemy, of the virus. And your body does the rest. Your immune system goes to work. So you're going to feel your body fighting off an intruder. So, people go, oh, such and such got sick after they got the vaccine. Yeah, that's a good thing. That means your immune system went to work. And African peoples were using vaccines, before they brought us here as slaves in the Americas, where we recognize if you introduce a weakened version of the virus, of the sickness, your body will fight it off. So, wish me luck. I've done my research. But there's some, because the human brain is built on fear. Our brain works off of fear. And because they've put it out there in social media and I've seen it, there's somewhat of a little bit of fear in me, trepidation, but I trust in the science. Same reason you get on an airplane and you don't know the pilot, you don't know how the plane was made, you don't know how the plane was serviced, but you just put your trust in the experts.